super excited to take you along with me as I work on a project that I have in mind today. So I'm going to be working with some cards from Allie's 2019 Stories by the Month digital kit. I love this kit. It is such fun colors and designs, and I'm going to be mainly working with this rainbow card right here today. So I have the card there, has the thoughts of the season. I'm actually going to be using a white brush and getting rid of that. And it's a 3x4 card in the kit. I'm turning it into a 6x8 full-size page. And I'm going to be using the word art from this card as well. And I'm turning it into this. So it's going to be a full-size sheet on vellum. I took that December memories, obviously I split it into 2 sections, but then I also individually layered each letter of the December and put them on along the curve of the rainbow as individual cut files. So I'm really excited. I hope that it comes out well, and I can't wait to show you the steps along the way. I am also considering making it in vinyl on a clear acetate. So if the mink doesn't work, that will be stage 2. The mink will be easier because I can layer the foils together and run them all at one time. If I have to do it as a vinyl cut, I will have to do each and every one of these separately, and I'm not looking forward to doing that. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna get started. My first step is going to be printing this out as like a quick draft copy so that I can basically cut the rings apart and use them as a template for cutting the mink pieces of this stuff here. So I'm going to be cutting them into that shape, you know, because it's square or straight line. So I'm going to have to manipulate them into the shape of the rainbow to get that color. So we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so I left a little bit of the footage in here of the reveal. This was actually after the second time I ran this through trying to get the red to show up again, and as you can see from the red foil on the left, it didn't even pick it up, hardly at all. So I wanted you to still see how I cut all of the arch pieces of the foil into the shape of the arch, and I used the paper die cuts that are at the top of the screen there that were just printed on basic computer paper. So I taped with washi tape the paper cutout to the foil square that I had trimmed, and then I cut it into the art shape. And then I started with the bottom piece, the white, then the rose gold, then the green, mint green, and red, and layered them on top. And then you can put them all through the ink machine at the same time. So I actually would try it again on vellum with the vinyl, but I was a little bit concerned that it would overheat and kind of crinkle the vellum, so I just decided to go with clear acetate. I definitely plan to try this again. It also left a lot of pieces of red like all around the outside of the vellum, so it was a good try, but it didn't work out for this project, and that's okay. I'm going to try something again later, and that's how you learn. So I will be showing you how it turns out in vinyl in just a moment. So I am starting out the video here with some shots of me cutting vinyl in high speed. I loved the mink project, but it didn't cover very well, especially my red tone. And the rose gold looked more like a yellow, so doing red, green, and then rose gold and then white just kind of looked out of order. So what I did is I went into my silhouette program and I separated out each individual piece of the rainbow and cut them individually with my silhouette cameo. So once I did all of that, I trimmed out some sticky paper here, and I'm getting ready to attach these. I skipped a lot of steps here. It took me a while to figure out how to separate all the pieces and cut them all individually, and I had to trim each vinyl, and then I cut my acetate, which is the graphics brand available through Amazon. So what I'm doing here is peeling away the outside of the vinyl cut, and I realized on my red one that there was a line that was missing, so I had to trim it. So there's a teeny little tear along the side, but luckily I was able to kind of stop as I was pulling the vinyl up, trim it, and it's not too noticeable. I could have reprinted it, but I did not. I mean, recut it, because it was good enough for what I was experimenting with. So the first time you use this sticky paper, it is extra sticky, which is good for transferring vinyl, but I find that sometimes I have better success if I have a slightly less tacky piece. And that theory worked out excellent for all of the rest of the rainbow except for the glitter paper that I'm going to be using. It just would not pick it up. I had to completely do it manually and reset it multiple times. So I'm using a magnetic base here so I have a grid to work on and keep things fairly straight. I'm only really worried about keeping the plastic sheet straight, and the edges of the first layer of the rainbow go off the edge. So what I'm doing is lining up with the edge on the left hand side and then using my tool to burnish it down so that it's nice and sticky. And then when I peel this up, it sticks a little bit, and it actually left a little bit of residue on my red vinyl, which I was a little frustrated about, on the left hand side there. So for the rest of this, I will probably have everything on fast forward so that you can see what's going on. I kind of skipped a lot of steps here because I had to weed out all those little plus signs of the rose gold foil, but I love the way that it came out. It looks really, really cool. And then here, of course, is that glitter stick paper that I'm going to be using and having to put down by hand. It just would not pick up with the sticker paper, and it took me like 15 tries to actually get it down in the right spot. So what you're seeing is the last version where I finally got it in place. And then I did the little tiny dots in the gold as well. In my mink version, I think they were in green and it was like too bold. So I think that they look nice and subtle with the gold sparkly. It's actually a champagne color vinyl piece that I'm using. And one of the reasons why I think all of these colors work well together is they're all metallic. So it's a metallic red, rose gold, champagne glitter, it's a metallic green, and then I have what's called like a steel black. It's not a true black, but it looks really neat. And I also am really happy with the black that I chose because it'll really go with my project well this year. So there's a lot of black in the 2020 December Daily Kit. And the white that I used with the mink was just a little too stark. It was very bright, non-metallic compared to all the rest of the products that I used. So as you can see here, everything's pretty much the same step over and over again. Just being wary of putting things in the right order, making sure all the backing paper is pulled off, getting all the bubbles out as best I can. There's a few that I couldn't seem to get down, even though there was nothing on the transparency that I could see from the back. So there, I was just trimming the green edge a little bit. It was a little bit long. And then the last piece here I'm using is the little black piece. That's the last smallest piece of the rainbow. And one of the reasons why I kept using the same sticker paper over and over again was because I was worried that they would rip up or pull up the vinyls that I had already laid down, because I couldn't really do this rainbow in reverse order. It had to go biggest to smallest. So here, if you can see at the bottom right hand corner there, I had the memories cut out. I had to weed out the centers of the letters that have holes in them and then pull the outside backing off, and then I was ready to place the memories down. So that took a little time, and I trimmed all of that out of the video. And I'm lining it up with the dotted arc of the rainbow. I'm burnishing that down, and I'm really happy that this came out. I considered another file that was something about magic, and I thought it would look neat, but I really do like the December memories, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. So that one I had to do the same steps again, weed out the centers of the D, the B, and the R, peel the outside off. And then repeating all the same steps over and over again. So overall, I am so happy with how this project came out. It's even better than I was hoping. I was worried that the rose gold and the champagne glitter foil would really clash, but together they look really pretty, I think. It adds a lot of sparkle and it's fun, and I'm just really happy that it came out the way I was expecting it to, especially after the mink version did not come out as well as I had originally hoped. So my plan here is to punch holes on the left-hand side, and I'll be putting this probably with a full-size photo behind it. I'm not sure which one yet, of course. It could end up going over like white cardstock or black cardstock. I just don't know yet. But there you can kind of see it against the white and see how the little plus signs show through, which is really fun. And a little bit of video here showing off the glitter. It just looks really fun and catches all the light. And then what I decided to do here, and I'm showing you a nice close-up of, is take all those little plus signs and sprinkle them at the top of the design just for a little sparkle, a little bit of fun. I did try placing a few down below the rainbow and inside the arches, but it didn't really look right, so I pulled them off and just left them all on top of the design. And I really love the way it came out. So thanks so much for watching.